Hi, friends. This is Dr. Vijay. Hope you all are doing well. And welcome to the podcast on health and wellness. And this week, the topic is about the burning issue in the world, which is going on from past 6 to 7 months. Yes, you all guessed it right. It is Corona. This word became so popular that even a toddler who just learned speaking few words can even utter this word very fluently with very good pronunciation. If we just think about what has happened in the past 6 months, it all has started in January when we Indians and rest of the world, other than China, celebrated New Year like any other New Year. While China was covering up things, yet wishing a so-called Happy New Year for the world and even to its citizens. And by mid-January, we started seeing information spreading fear amongst, and most of us took it as a routine, overassumed negative news by media. While we were seeing all the inhumane and barbarous lockdown measures in China, particularly in Wuhan, the rest of the world prayed for it, knowing very little by then that we would be affected within no time. And when it spread to Italy, followed by even to Kerala, we felt Kerala's success controlling Nipah, so it would even actually control Corona also well. It did to a large extent, but still, we know what the present condition is. But all this while, we were having routine so-called pre-COVID era lifestyle. And in just 2 months' time from then, entire India went into lockdown. Many never ever heard or seen things took place. 130 crore population remained indoors, and world's fourth largest railway network came to a standstill. We controlled the spread of the disease. We tried to break the chain. We tried to clean our hands repeatedly. We tried to distance ourselves from kith and kin, known to unknown, like everyone, with only one intention in mind: to survive and let others survive, to defeat Corona and win India and thereby the world. And in these 100 days of lockdown, changes which took place were like parks and movie theaters got deserted, routine workplaces shifted to home, and information started flooding from everywhere, though we were locked inside our closed doors and windows. Until this time, whatever I have told, everything is common to everyone, entire 130 crore population in India. But the only thing which differed was the reaction from the people. It ranged from being overcautious to being totally ignorant. And both ends of this spectrum created a lot of problem to the Corona warriors, which included right from healthcare professionals to municipality workers to police officials to Jawans at the border. While overconscious people even made many healthcare professionals and their families to vacate homes and created problems in that way, totally ignorant people created problems by becoming virus spreaders themselves. But still, we were going ahead to fight the disease. We had 130 crore expectations. We were unarmed, and neither government of India was prepared to the unexpected but predicted mortality rate, just extrapolating it from the Western world. But still, our spirit, with our confidence that we will win the disease, made us go ahead. So, with this part of introduction to what has happened in the past 6 months and what all we have seen, I would just like to invite Dr. Mayuri Singapuram, ever smiling, the forefront Corona warrior at Delhi, coming second time on the podcast, to give her opinion on what we have faced, what we are facing, and how things have to be in a better way. Welcome, Dr. Mayuri, to the podcast.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be back on your podcast, and I'm so grateful that through this podcast, I would be helping out a few people.
Thank you, Mayuri. Thank you so much. Your last podcast has got good reviews also because it was very informative.
Thank you so much, sir. It's all because of your efforts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayuri. So I'm just giving a introduction about coronavirus and what we have faced in the past 6 months, Mayuri. So I just want to know
Okay.
because Delhi is in such a bad phase right now. How are you coping up physically and mentally?
Oh, yes, sir. Delhi is in a bad shape right now. And yes, I'm a forefront Corona warrior and I get to see a lot of COVID patients. I get to interact with them day in, day out. And yes, there are days when it can get really frustrating and I feel depressed. I don't feel like getting out of bed. I don't feel like going to work. But fortunately for me, I have immense support from my husband and my family, parents, in laws. And of course, now I have a 9 month old who keeps me on toes all the time and he's really naughty. And so I'm behind him and I forget everything. And definitely, I would also like to thank you, sir, because friends like you again are always there for me to share things and to discuss everything under the sun. And yes, if not for this support, it can get really challenging for people like us to go to work every day.
Right. So while you were just talking about your kid, I was just thinking maybe this question may not sound right from my side to ask. If I think from a common person mindset, so why didn't you stay
Hmm.
back at home and why did you choose to take the risk to go and serve people?
Yes, sir, I totally understand your question from a common man's perspective. So I would like to tell something here. I was on a maternity break for 6 months from September to March, and I had to join back my hospital in March. But unfortunately, due to COVID and lockdown, I had to postpone it by 2 months, and I was at home alone with my baby. And although I was enjoying all his milestones, there was something really hitting hard inside me. There was some void, some emptiness. I always wanted to go back. I was feeling really sad inside that I was not able to help people among this pandemic. And so when I got a chance to go, I just decided to take it up. And sir, a soldier cannot sit at home when there's war going on at the border. Similarly, a doctor cannot sit at home when there's something like a pandemic where people really need us. This is who we are, sir. This is our passion, not just our profession.
Rightly said, Mayuri. I just got goosebumps when I had seen a news that an 86-year-old retired doctor at home from Italy went back to start working only because he could not see the suffering sitting back at home. Those stories are
Absolutely, sir.
really inspiring, actually. Right. And going ahead, Mayuri, I just want to know because we are working too, but though I personally did not experience any problems from my neighbors, and in fact, everyone was good to me, but I am hearing it still, and most of us are hearing it. What's your experience?
So personally, I did not have any bad experience, or none of them came to me and spoke to me about it. But still, I can definitely see the apprehension in their eyes, and they are not as forthcoming as before. They are definitely afraid to come and play with my son. But I want to assure one thing here, sir. Staying indoors is not the solution. And this is not a disease where there is air spread. Air spread is not yet confirmed. And the spread is only through droplets. And the virus goes inside through our nose, mouth, and probably through our eyes. If we follow proper precautions and use a sanitizer and wear a mask, I think that should be fine. And I feel really sad for all those people who are facing these problems and are being asked to vacate their houses. It's really saddening, sir. And it's not correct at all.
Right. I should actually thank Prime Minister to take the initiative to put in a word in his nation, in his address to the nation, that this should not be happening. That was a real
Yes, sir.
nice initiative from his side. But still, Mayuri,
That's true.
scare about Corona is still present, and people
Mhm.
started moving out. But we see certain callous individuals, and we also sometimes feel our efforts are being wasted. How do you
Yes.
get over this kind of feeling when you see those kind of individuals?
Sir, I'm so done with such kind of people. I think everybody has a mind of their own, and now everybody knows what they have to follow and how they can prevent themselves from this pandemic. But I would like to say only one thing, sir. We can take precautions of our own. Now, this is in our hands. So, before going to work, I wear a face shield, I wear an N95 mask, I wear two surgical masks, gloves, and an apron, and then go and I use sanitizer as though I have an obsession. I finish one bottle of sanitizer in a day and I use it every time I touch anything. And I treat every person who's coming to me or who's sitting opposite to me as a COVID positive person, be it a patient, be it a doctor, be it a nursing staff, anybody. So this precaution is definitely necessary from our side. And even after coming home, I make sure I use the disinfectant spray on my mobile, on all my items, and then take a shower and then come out and touch my baby or cook food or anything like that. So even if I have to go to hospital multiple times, this is the regime I follow. And I think this is what I can do for myself, sir, rather than thinking about some other individual who's not ready to follow it.
Right, right. So this is almost like getting diagnosed with an OCD. I feel so.
Oh,
Actually,
yes, sir.
actually, we
There's
should
also
be.
a Telugu movie made on it, and you remember we had read about it in our psychiatric books, and at that time it was so boring. But yes,
True.
now it is the new social norm.
True, true, true. I think we all need to get into that OCD. Seriously.
Yes, absolutely.
Going ahead, Mayuri, because in these past 3 months, our profession has seen extremes of emotions from the people, like both and the soft flower showers from helicopters and hard hitting stones on our backs. How did that affect you or any of your colleagues' morale actually?
Sir, honestly, we don't expect any flower shower on our head, or at the same time, we don't tolerate any brickbats too, sir. I would like to clarify one thing here. The PPE which we wear usually weighs about 4 to 5 kgs, and we need to stand in that PPE for about 6 to 7 hours. And surgeons like you, while performing a surgery, you cannot drink water, you cannot eat, you cannot use the washroom, and it really sweats inside so badly, sir, inside the mask and the face shield, and it sucks really. But still, we bear all this and we take the risk, and uh, we go and treat patients, but still, we hear such rubbish nonsense news on social media being circulated, on TV being circulated for their TRPs, that doctors are not willing to put ventilators for patients. They just remove ventilators, they allow patients to die on their own. Sir, this is not true. Why do we want to kill a patient, sir? When we are taking such huge risk and putting ourselves forward and our family behind, why do we want to kill patients? We as doctors always want our patients to get treated, and that is what is our biggest happiness. So I urge people to not believe all this seen on social media and on TV, and try to understand us. All we want at the end of the day is respect, trust, love, and understanding, sir.
Right. I just want to add one more point to this, Mayuri, because this is the only condition where we had seen a treating doctors because of the patient. He is
Oh, yes, sir.
getting the
True.
disease, and sometimes he even is losing his life. He is treating someone
Yes, sir.
else's father,
So many of them.
but here he is
Yes.
losing his own father. There are certain many
Mm.
instances as such actually. So this is the only disease. We have
Yes.
treated heart failures, we have treated road traffic accidents, we have treated multiple other things, including infectious diseases. But this is the only situation where the treating doctor is also experiencing similar pain like the patient. Actually, I
Yes,
used
sir.
to
Here I
see.
would like to add one thing, sir.
Hmm.
So yes, even in the place I'm working, one of my colleague tested positive, and we have a lot of nursing staff who tested positive. There are receptionists and there are marketing people who tested positive, and because of all this, I had to test myself, and luckily, by God's grace, I tested negative, and I'm still on hydroxychloroquine, vitamin C supplements, zinc, and everything. So yes, sir, definitely, this is a huge life risk and threat for all of us. and never seen before such kind of a thing. Never.
True. But at the same time, all said and done, I think we need to appreciate government of India and also people of India in actually so efforts from both the sides, and also definitely God's grace in somehow curtailing the effects of this dangerous new illness. What do you say about
Yes,
this?
sir, definitely. Definitely, the government of India has taken a very good initiative and educated people, and lockdown has really helped us in preparing for the worst. But people should understand that it is just physical distancing or social distancing, sir. It is not mental distancing. I see a lot of corona positive patients texting me saying that they are being treated as untouchables and outcast by the society, by their own neighbors, by their own relatives and family. So, this is what is more depressing than the actual disease. This is what is making them feel even low. And this is not correct, sir. So, I would like to request people through this podcast not to treat COVID patients as untouchables. This is not something which they wanted, it just happens. And if today it is them, tomorrow it can be you. So, a lot of understanding, empathy is required towards COVID patients, and a lot of help is required, sir.
As you have rightly said, if it is someone else today, maybe tomorrow it may be ourselves only in that particular problem.
Sir.
Thank you so much for the discussion, Mayuri. Though the entire discussion appeared a bit gloomy, we did not lose hope, as it is our duty. And this sense of duty gets into each and every cell of the body, and not to care any hurdle in case of emergency. And that too, when it comes to public health, we won't step back. Our inspiration is our Prime Minister, our inspiration is our fellow worker, our inspiration is our patient and their relatives, because majority of Indians are supportive. And every human on this planet wants to survive. And everyone who seems to be creating problem now were nice before the pandemic has entered our lives. So I feel it's a temporary change which Corona has brought in our lives, and it's not going to be a permanent one. And with this thought, our journey should be towards light, and we will definitely emerge victorious. Thank you, Mayuri. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a lovely discussion, and I really hope I could be of some help to few people through this podcast.
Thank you so much. So that's all, my friends, for this week. Next week, we'll again meet with a great discussion and a great topic. Till then, bye bye. Stay safe, stay home.